Hello and welcome. Whenever you are creating a flow or working on an existing flow, have you ever noticed on the top there are two tabs in it? One is the main, which is very familiar to you because that is where you are dragging and dropping all your actions and creating the flow. But adjacent to that, there is one more tab called Subflow. Normally, it will be displayed as Subflow and one inside the bracket. Have you ever tried to create a new subflow? If not, let us learn today about what is a subflow and why we need it and how we can create it and how we can use it with a practical example. To understand the subflow, let us visit our great friend Mani's imaginary production company, where he produces metal boxes using automated machines. He has 5 different machines. First, the process starts with a cutting machine which cuts the metal sheets, and then it goes to the welding machine which welds the cut pieces, and then it goes to an assembly machine which assembles the parts to make us a box, and then it is getting painted by a painting machine, and then at last it is packaged and dispatched by another machine. All these machines are automated machines, and these machines, when it is working, it sends messages to a central controlling unit. What is a message it is sending to the central controlling unit? It sends only four type of messages. First, if it sends one, it means that the machine has started. And if it sends two, it means that the machine is working fine. And if it sends three, the process is completed. If any error occurs, then it sends the error code. With this imaginary example, let us see how we can create the flow using our traditional way as well as using a subflow. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give me a thumbs up so that I can give more and more videos like this. And if you feel it is useful, please share it with your friends too. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment. Thank you. Let us see how Money can create the automation using the traditional way, that is, without using the sub. Let me create a new flow with the flow name as Money's automated factory, and in bracket I given no subflow so that we understand I'm not enabling power effects. This requirement is very simple. Every machine, when it is sending the code, you need to interpret the meaning of that code and display it as a message. Let us imitate the message sent by the machine as a simple user input. I am going to the messages section and select in display input dialog. First, it is going to be the cutting machine. The input dialog title is cutting machine status, and the input dialog message is what is the code sent by cutting machine. Let's ask a question, and the default value is 0. I will keep the dialog on the top and give the name as the variable produced is status code. And once it has sent the message, if you look at our error code details, 1 is started, 2 is working, 3 is completed, and rest of the things are all error codes. Let us go back to our flow, and we need to use an if condition to identify the error codes. You can use either the if or it can be a switch. For the sake of simplicity, let us use the if condition now. I'm going to the conditional action group and use if. If the app ran, what are we going to check? We are going to check the status code. If it is equal to 1, then let us define a variable called status message, and if it is 1, it is start. And similarly, let us go quick. Else if I will select the variable as status code. If it is equal to 2, then I'm going to set the same variable called the status message as in progress. And if it is 3, then I'm going to update the same variable called status message as completed. And in all other cases, let us use an else condition over here and let us set the variable. In all other cases, the status message is error, and let us also include the error code as status code. Let's assume the status code and the error code are one among the same. Now, once it is done, I'm going to display the result of it to the user. So, I'm going to the messages section and I'm going to display a message. The message box title is status message for cutting, and we'll say the cutting status is the status message. We'll keep the message boxes open, and that's it. So, we have done the processing for the cutting stage. And if we have to do a similar thing for our next process, that is our welding process, what we need to do? We need to repeat the same thing again. We will get the input for the welding status, and then we will analyze what is 1, what is 2, what is 3, and all those things, and then we will display the message. So let us see for another process. So before that, let me put everything inside a region so that we are able to understand it clearly. Let me create one new region and put it on the top and call it as cutting process steps. And then you can select everything by keeping your control key pressed and click on every action. I selected everything and right click and say cut. And I am going here. I am keeping my mouse cursor on the end region and then right click and say paste. So everything is pasted inside the cutting process steps region. So now if I have to create another action group, I will create one more region, welding process steps. It's almost the same, so I'm going to copy all those things. I selected all by pressing the control key and the mouse click. I'm going to copy this, and at the end region I'm keeping my mouse and right click and paste. So the things what I'm going to do to change is here it is welding machine status and here it is welding machine. Remaining everything is same, and only at the display message I will say instead of cutting I will make it as welding, and the welding status is the status message. Let us just run and see how it works. First it is asking for the cutting machine status code. I say that it is 3. It is completed, and then that it is asking for the welding machine. I give it as 1, and it says that it is started. Now if you have to repeat for all other processes, so if you go back to our factory, it has cutting, it has welding, it has assembly, painting, and packing. If we have to repeat the same thing, we need to create similar region, one for cutting, one for welding, then for painting, assembly, packing, everything. So now itself with this particular 2 stages itself, we have already created 26 actions. You can look at the number of actions in the flow at the bottom of the screen. Now, if we are going to repeat for all other process, it will be 13 process for every stage. It's around 65 steps you need to repeat. And if in case another status message you are going to implement, for example, we have only 1, 2, 3 and the rest of it. Let's assume you are implementing a new status code called 4, which says it is pending. Then you need to go to every group and you need to do another else if condition. With Subflow, many of the things can be simplified. Let us see how we can implement a subflow for a similar thing. First, let us create a subflow. I'm going to subflow tab and press new. I'm going to give a proper name. It is subflow message analyzer. And I'm going to leave the scope as global for now. and say OK. In a flow, this entire step of if, else, and displaying the message are repeated for every process. This is what we are going to centralize it so that we are not repeating the code. And we have 5 different processes. So the first thing what we will do is we will define what the process for which we are going to work on. So let us go to the top of the flow and create a new variable and call it process step. And right now the first one, the process step, is none. And the status code also, let us define it at the top as one initialized variable. Can select it as status code and define it as 0. And similarly, the status message also, let us define it as 1. Remember that it is not necessary to define all these things on the top, but we are going to follow a proper structure. I'm going to define 1 and call it as status message as none. These 3 are defined. Now, what we are going to do, let us move these things to our subflow. So now and we can delete these steps over here. So now in our flow, for every process, even this display message, I'm going to delete for now. So what we are having now is only to get the status code from the user, or in reality, as per our practical example, the machine is going to send. What we are going to do for every process, first let us initialize the process step. The process step for the first one is cutting. So the process step is cutting, and we are going to get the display as, instead of giving the hard coded cutting, we will use the process step. And what is the code sent by? We'll simply select the process step. So once the input message is received, we know what is the process step and what is the status code. Because if you go here, we are assigning the user input in a variable called status code. The next step what we are going to do is we are going to simply call the subflow, and so that it is executing everything. At the end of it, we are just going to display the message over here, the current status of the process step. We can say current status of the cutting or welding process step is, and we will say what is the status message, and probably what we will do, instead of just displaying it as a plain text, let us make it as two upper, so that we are getting it in a all capital status message. And let us keep the message box on the top. If you go back to the main flow, and for the next process, it is so simple. Let's create one more region. This is for welding process step, and we are just going to set a variable for our process step. So I'm going to the variable, set the variable, and select the process step and call it welding. And you simply get the status code. I can copy this and I can simply paste it. Why? Because we have already customized it. Because we are not hard coded any of the process step over here. Now, how do we call the subflow? There is an action group called flow control, and inside the flow control, you have one action called run subflow. just simply drag and drop over here, and it will show you all the available subflows for this particular main flow. You just select it and ignore it for now and run it. And similarly, in the next step, you just go here, drag and drop it, and select the subflow which you are going to run. And let us run and check how it is working. So here, what is the status code for the cutting machine? Let me give it as 3. It has provided a message as completed, and then it will ask you for the welding machine. Let me give it as 2 for example, and it is in progress. Now, what is the advantage of it? First of all, from 65 action steps, we have reduced it to 10 actions. Even if you are going for all the 5 process, it is not going to be more than 25 steps. In addition to that, what we have also done is we have standardized all the steps. So suppose if you are going to have another status code, then customizing it is going to be very simple. See, for example, I'm going to the subflow. We have 1, 2, 3 and the rest. If I'm going to go for another one else if over here and use another one else if and call the status code, if it is 4, then status message B, machine is idle. Now, if I am running this flow, and if I say for the cutting machine, the status code is 4, it will say the machine is idle. And similarly, for the welding machine, if I say the status code is 4, it is idle. So you are changing at one place, but it will work for all the process steps. Now, can you automate even further? Yes, it is possible to automate even further. For example, if you look at this particular flow, this input dialog is repeating in every step. What I can do, I can customize, I can move this also to our subflow. So let me cut this one and I go here and paste it before that and go to the main flow, and in this step also I am reducing it. So in our flow, what all we have in the main flow, what all we have is we are defining few variables, and in the region for every process we are setting the variable for what the current process is, and we are just going to run the flow. Let me run and check. So it is asking what is the code sent by the cutting machine. Let me give it as 3, and it is completed. And what is the code sent by welding machine? Let me give it an error message 344, and it will say that an error has occurred with error code as 344. So do you find it very easy? Please provide your comments on what else you want to learn about the Power Automate, or what you feel very difficult with Power Automate desktop, and I'm happy to answer it. Hope it is useful for you, and as requested earlier, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment. That's all today. In the next video, we will see the next challenge. Until then, bye bye.